Everyone's Bill, and I'm just going to review the Leafs trip through Alberta, where 7 out of 8 points were gathered. Not a bad trip. Here's my review. Well, it's not very often you play 4 straight games in Alberta, and on the Leafs end, yes, today they lost in overtime, but really great trip, 7 out of 8 points. Here's my thoughts. Defense looked pretty good. Yeah, tonight there were some giveaways. Justin Hall looked bad on the goal from behind the net. Overall, really good trip. Campbell played good in that first game, got hurt. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Anderson played great. This week they only have 2 games, so Anderson should be able to handle those 2. And hopefully we don't see Hutchison. And then we get into hopefully Campbell getting back in the next couple weeks. Overall, I can tell you the team looked fast today. That was a really fast game. Certainly the first 2 periods looked really fast. Matthews is a beast. You compare Matthews and McDavid. Yes, McDavid scored a fantastic goal today. Now, how did he get that goal? Well, Yamamoto from Edmonton. I think he's Greg Louganis. I didn't notice anything, but I've seen William Nylander play for a long time. I've never seen him throw a guy to the ground. I can tell you that for sure. Now, Yamamoto deserves a prize. Like, that was a dive. That was a double, whatever, turn, flip, hit the second diving board and go off. Like Greg Louganis stuff. That's a 10.0. That's awesome. This trip, the referees have been absolutely detestable. They're terrible. Let's face facts. They're god-awful. The Calgary game was a disgrace. Chintzy calls both ways. I'm a Leaf fan, but it was both ways. And then you got, I don't know what Kerfoot did with one hand hitting a stick. When are you not allowed to hit a stick? So here's my thoughts. You're going to judge a couple things. Let's review the refs. How in the world does NHL, whoever judges these refs, look at the Kerfoot penalty from 2 games ago, and then, of course, they had the made-up call with Ethan Bear, which was terrible, too. It was a terrible call. What are we doing, chintzy stuff? Then tonight, you got that Yamamoto. William Nylander all of a sudden became friggin' Hulk Hogan and threw him to the ground. And, of course, the goal happened. That was the McDavid goal. And then you've got Mikheyev getting spun around by Daniel Nurse, and no call. Right hand off and ripped him. No call. At some point, the NHL has got to take a look at this. And again, there were a couple penalties that Edmonton got that were just as terrible. A couple games at Calgary, every call was just a disgrace. Do the refs get reviewed? Because that one who gave the Kerfoot penalty last game, that should be a 10-game suspension on the ref. That's yeah. And now you're making up the calls later on in the game for the Leafs. Anyways, here's the thoughts. Matthews is a beast. Absolute beast. The fourth line, I'm liking what Engvall's doing. I'm hoping when the old pony Thornton comes back that they decide to put him in the press box as well. What I don't like with the Leafs is the nonsense in your end. You don't need to make a nice pass in your end. It doesn't have to be a beautiful behind the back or between the leg pass. Just get the friggin' puck out. Go from there. Too many dipsy doodles. Tavares today, put it on like the tape. Can I really get mad though? 7 points out of 8 in Alberta. Would really like the 8th point today. Really didn't like the fact that you start... If you're playing 3-on-3 against Connor McDavid, starting Tavares against McDavid is not the right call. Tavares, if you were to put... I think Connor McDavid would skate 3 laps before Tavares would make his first lap. They're not on the same skating potential there. That's just a ridiculous move. And I believe it cost them in the end. There was the giveaway. McDavid's off to the net. No one's going to catch him. At the end of the day, though, it was a great comparison of McDavid against Matthews. Which player would you rather have? I'm biased. I get it. I'm a Leaf fan. But I'm going to look at the record. One team has 2 players. Really, that's what Edmonton is. I like Ethan Bear. I thought he's a good defenseman. Daniel Nurse has some things to offer. But the rest of the Oilers team, I mean, they're just a bad team. They're 4-6. Matthews against McDavid. Here's a hot call. You're going to ask me which team or which player I'm starting off with? It's Matthews. Matthews scores goals, plays defense. You've seen him now, what he can do. Yeah, McDavid's exciting, scores really, really nice goals. I'm just going to look at your record, though. 4-6 versus, 6-2-1. I'll take Matthews. Thank you very much. I believe they don't play till Thursday this week, so there'll be a little bit of break on my Leaf reviews, but hopefully it gives time for Campbell to get healthy. Hopefully Robertson healthy as well. Hey, Joe, hopefully those ribs take you for another 5-6 weeks. All right, cheers, everyone. Hope everyone enjoyed the game, and we'll talk on Thursday night.